The championship is set as the semifinals have come to an end for the NWSL. We have our two teams that are going to championship, Washington Spirit and the Orlando Pride. Pride continuing their Cinderella season. But first, about that first game that happened on Saturday with the Washington Spirit and the Gotham FC. They put on a show. It was a defensive showcase, but also there was a lot of attacking things there as well. But the keepers were just standing on their head, to use a hockey term, and especially when it came to the pen, because in penalties, Aubrey Kingsbury just could not be stopped. She gets right on every single spot, and she's also just very quickly to get to those spots. And honestly, I know this is like not necessarily part of the thing, but EA, you gotta get Kingsbury a team of the week, because she had an astonishing game. But crazy game when it comes to this particular game. It will be so cool to see the Spirit win it all, because that would mean Jonathan will have, in his first season, got a championship right after he just won everything to win in Europe with Barcelona. But it was a solid game when it comes to how things were going. There's a lot of opportunities for some offense. Esther had a very good goal, and then how she had the equalizer late. We all love that NWSL drama. Possession went towards the Spirit side, which again you would expect when you have Jonathan as their coach. He's going to have that Barcelona style of want to control the game. A lot of shots, 27 shots, 14 shots, 10 on goal, 5 on goal. Not good percentage when it comes to those shots, but a lot of shots were taken. 10 of those shots from Gotham. My English is, I just finished watching the KC Orlando game, so our energy is a little high, so excuse my excited speaking. But yeah, it was a very good game. It was evenly matched. So that's the thing about this game, was it was a very evenly matched game when it comes to how they were attacking and how the defenses were going. And it was fun. It was a very fun game to watch from that aspect of entertainment, from seeing last year's champions versus a team who's hyped up like crazy because of all the talent that they have, and having Trinity Rodman as like being like the face of the team essentially, and having Jonathan as their coach, and having Kang as like the owner, who's like just going out here and spending that dough to get the players. And she's taking pictures with Alexi Putellas over there in Europe during the Women's Champions League final. So it's like they have, this team is like becoming like that kind of like the face at NWSL in a way, because of like the popularity of Rodman and who they've added to this team, both in the front office and when it comes to ownership and some of the players. So very good game. I'm trying to think of some moments that happened in that game, other than say like the foul that happened with Rodman and Ruhina, what that led to her getting sent off late. It didn't really change the outcome of the game though, generally because it went to pins. So it's not like the red card gave the win to Washington, because it went to pins, and pins are even. Like, you get some chance to take a shot, you get a chance to take some shots. Winner takes all. McKenna Morris is like so good. Like, the cross itself was really good to Hal, but like obviously the execution on her scoring was really good. But McKenna Morris has like a really good freaking. She's really good at passing on these free kicks and whatnot. Just in general, we're seeing a lot from McKenna. She's so good. I already knew she was good, but the more and more she plays, and the more and more you get to see her play, it's like, okay, this team has rookies that don't play like rookies. McKenna's a rookie, but she's to play like a rookie. And the same thing comes like Croy Bethune, who's injured. So this is a team that's not even like healthy. Some of their best players aren't even freaking playing. Like, again, Croy is it's injured. She's literally probably going to win Rookie of the Year. Then she has the most assists in this of the season. So it's like that's a very strong player who this team doesn't have, and they're still going to the championship. Still, crazy freaking team. So the way they lined up was the 4-2-3-1 versus the 4-1-4-1. Neely Martin is that holding DM. Was I freaking? I sworn I saw what's her name was playing. Doesn't look like it. Might have been Kawasi. Yeah, it was Kawasi. I thought Sarah played. I think Sarah's still injured. They played Esme Morgan as a freaking center back. It's wild. And Paige Niedermeyer plays as a wing back. Sorry, I'm just getting like distracted by like seeing people who are in different positions than they normally are. And when you think about that, you think about like how much that factored into the result. Because again, S.A. Morgan is more of a fullback, but they have her playing as a wingback. And wingback the center back. Paige Mittermeier's a midfielder. Versatility is very, very strong when it comes to like U.S. soccer. Like even if you're not an American, like S.A. Morgan, she's English and she played in WSL. When you come to play in NWSL, you kind of play American soccer, even though the coach here is freaking from Barcelona. Your versatility is the name of the game, and you're going to be playing multiple positions. Like that's kind of like what Emma Hayes looks for with the national team as well. It's like if you're versatile, you got a shot to get some play time. So let's get into the second game. So I don't want the video being too long. The second game that just ended before I made this video, because like it's literally 5:18. So if you're on the East Coast, this video is probably gonna go up in like the next 2 hours. So this video is coming out pretty quickly for y'all. But dramatic game in terms of how it ended, because it means a lot to have Marta playing. I guess I don't want to say like it seems like it's scripted, but like it's the Cinderella story, because you have Marta in her last year. She's going to the championship. She scored in this game. This year she retired from the national team for Brazil. So they had their dramatic run in the Olympics that led to me getting kicked out. But just generally, very, very good goal from Barbara Banda. Marta had a nice goal. Dabinia, got in there as well. And then at the end, closer to the end of the game, there was that the penalty for DiBernardo. But for the most part, it was a game where Orlando controlled the game. There were some moments where KC looked like they had a shot, but it was mostly a very, very strong Orlando Pride game. Going into the stats. They had 3 assists, 3 goals. Possession more so went towards KC. KC had more shots. They just weren't as, honestly, neither one of them was like super accurate, but KC had more shots. Passing accuracy was damn near identical. Only 1 offside. That's weird. Modern soccer don't see like 1 offside. Yeah, it was a good game. It was way more offensive, with 5 goals scored than the game on Saturday. But I don't think it was because of anything other than KC's defense just couldn't hang with the pace and the energy of the Orlando Pride. But I don't think that's going to be something that can benefit them in their next game. We'll talk about that in a second. So they played a 4-4-2 versus a 4-3-3. This is how they lined up with the as a center striker, Cooper on the right, Domingo on the left, Labonta down mid, playing most like as a holding mid, who's also like passing it out. A very strong pivot option. They lined up like well. Like this is a game. It's the freaking semifinals. You're not going to see a bad versus bad team or a good team versus a bad team. It's going to be the best teams playing against each other. And you can kind of say that Orlando overachieves, but they've made it this far. It's the idea that it's luck has to freaking be like thrown out the window, because they're going to championship. This isn't luck. They have the talent with Banda, Marta, Angelina, Watt, and Adriana as well. Sams is really, really good, and Morehouse is like just insane this year. So they're just playing very, very well, and Seb Hines has them playing amazingly. I picked Seb Hines to win Coach of the Year. A lot of people say it's gonna be Vlago. I think it's Seb Hines, because he just has his team playing out of their shoes. But in general, the playoffs are coming to an end as the championship is set for the 23rd of November on a nice little Saturday. CBS and Paramount Plus. If you're curious where it's going to be at, 8 p.m. Going to have the Pride versus the Spirit. And my pick, if you haven't guessed already, is going to be the Spirit. I think the Spirit is just a better team. I think they're more well-rounded. I think this is where the Pride are going to come against someone who is just a better defensive team. They were able to have like their offensive way when it came to KC, but they're not gonna have their offensive way when it comes to the Spirit. Spirit has a very, very good defense, and just like how they have a good keeper, the Spirit has one of the best keepers in the world. So it won't be an easy fight for the Pride. And at the same time, the Spirit have who they have as their attack option, Lacey Santos and Rodman and Howe. Like it's going to be a good game, but I just see the Spirit being that team who ends up just, you know, having a better shot at winning that game in particular. Now, I will say this, you know, the Spirit have lost twice to Orlando. So you would say, why do I have so much faith in the Spirit when they've lost to this team twice? I just feel like, well, first of all, Jonathan didn't coach in those games because he was still with Barcelona. I think he actually did coach this particular game, but I don't think he didn't coach the first one because Barcelona was still playing when they first played. They first played back in April. And I was like, what? A 4-2, no, 3-2 game back in April. Jonathan wasn't the coach of the team at the time because he was still with Barcelona. But I just feel like right now the Spirit are playing their best ball, and I think the Pride are beatable. It's just my honest opinion. I think the Pride are very, very beatable by teams who are built the way the Spirit are built and the way the Spirit are being coached. And again, it's going to come down to coaching, and the Spirit do have the better coach. I think Jonathan will get them into a position to where they have the tools to beat the Pride. Just my opinion. But that's it for me. Just wanted to do a little recap video and prediction video for you know, the championship. So I'll catch you guys when it comes to the IRL sports. You'll probably see a video maybe this week. I don't know, but you definitely will see a video when it comes to the championship. Maybe we do like a watch along for the championship. We'll see. But maybe being born NWSL Archer. If I have to see all day, y'all stay safe. Be constant there. See you guys right here. Deuces.